Think of a story as a room. The narrative voice is the camera you choose to film it with. Is it a shaky, handheld camera strapped to one character's chest? Or a godlike drone seeing everything at once? This single choice changes everything. It starts with the simplest words, I, she, or you. First person, the I, pulls the reader right into the character's head. It's intimate, personal, but also completely limited. We only know what they know, and can we even trust them? A reliable narrator might say, I watched the house burn, helpless. We feel their pain. But an unreliable one? I'm not crazy, whatever they say. The voices in the walls were real. Suddenly, we aren't just reading, we're detectives, sifting through their words for the truth. Third person, she or he, is the more traditional camera. It can be a close-up, following just one character's thoughts, giving us access to their mind while still seeing them from the outside. Or it can be omniscient, soaring above the plot, knowing secrets the characters don't. Think of it as the difference between watching a mystery from the hero's shoulder versus seeing the villain plotting in another city. And then there's the rare, risky second person, you. You walk through the empty house. Every step echoes with what you've lost. It forces the reader into the story, making them a participant. It can feel uncomfortable, even accusatory, but it's incredibly immediate. Ultimately, a writer's true voice isn't just about grammar. It's their unique fingerprint on the page, built from word choice, sentence rhythm, and perspective. It's what makes a spare observational sentence feel so different from lyrical, sensory prose. Finding that voice is about deliberate craft, choosing your camera, knowing its limitations, and owning its power. Because the voice you choose isn't just telling the story, it is the story.